Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel, hi and welcome. My name is Maria, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to crochet this hat with a beard. Okay, to begin, I am crocheting with a 5mm crochet hook, and then I have gray yarn, and it's a number 4 medium weight. So to begin, I start with a slip knot and I leave a probably 4 to 6 inch tail. Oops, so start with the slip knot. And then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to make a circle, and in this magic circle I'm going to make 9 cluster stitches. So for the cluster stitch, you yarn over, insert your hook into the loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. We're going to yarn over, insert into the magic loop again. We pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and that is 1 cluster stitch. Okay, and I'm going to demonstrate that another time here. So yarn over, insert our hook into the magic circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert into the magic circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert into the first 2, go through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 3 loops. Okay, one more time I'll demonstrate this. Yarn over, insert into the magic circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert into the magic circle to pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 3 loops. Okay, so we need a total of 9 cluster stitches. Here is our 9th cluster stitch. Okay, now I'm going to pull our piece of yarn here, pull it tight, and that's going to close the circle. So our chain 3, at the top of our chain 3, we are going to slip stitch and chain 3. Now in the second row, we are going to do 2 cluster stitches into each stitch around. So it's going to be a total of 18 cluster stitches. So there's our first cluster stitch in that first stitch, and then here is the second cluster stitch. And we're going to complete this all the way, do the same thing all the way around. Okay, now we slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. Now we're going to chain 3 again, and in this row we are going to do 2 cluster stitches in the first stitch, and then 1 cluster stitch in the next stitch, and then 2 cluster stitches in the next stitch, and then 1 cluster stitch in the next. And we're going to continue this pattern all the way around until we meet the beginning. Okay, now slip stitch the top of that chain 3. We're going to then do a chain 3. And now for this row, we are going to do 2 cluster stitches in the first stitch, and then 1 cluster stitch in the next 2 stitches. So there's 1 cluster stitch in one stitch, and then here's 1 cluster stitch in the next stitch. So then in this stitch, we're going to do 2 cluster stitches in the same stitch, and then 1 cluster stitch in the next 2 stitches. Okay, slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 from the previous row. We are going to chain 3, and now we are going to do 1 cluster stitch into each stitch around. We are going to do this for a total of 7 rows. So I'm going to pause the video here, and I'm going to meet you guys back here once I complete row number 7. And right now, this is the 5th row. Okay, I'll see you guys back here. Okay, so I have completed my 7 rows. Now I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. I'm going to chain 1. In the first stitch, we're going to do 2 single crochets. And then in the next stitch, we're going to do 1 single crochet. And then in the next, we'll do 2. And we're going to complete this process all the way around. So 2 single crochets into one stitch, 1 single crochet into the next. we're going to yarn over and we're going to do a half double crochet into the next stitch. And we're going to do 1 half double crochet into each stitch around. We're going to do this a total of 4 rows. So I will meet you back here when I have completed my 4 rows of 1 half double crochet into each stitch. We are going to continue working in the rows. Do not chain 1, just continue 1 half double crochet all the way around. And as you will see, the chain 3 will kind of make a line, so to keep track of where it is, and you will start to begin to easily see your half double crochets rows to count those. So I will meet you back here when I'm done with my 4 rows. Okay, I have done my 4 rows. Now this was my last half double crochet. So now I'm going to go to do a single crochet, and then I'm going to do 2 slip stitches. So 1 slip stitch in that stitch and 1 slip stitch in the next stitch. And then we can cut our yarn. And the reason behind doing that is it isn't as drastic of an ending to the hat, where when you go from the half double crochet to the single crochet and a couple of slip stitches, it makes a nice smooth edge there. Okay, so now we're gonna put this stuff off to the side, and so far there is the hat that I have. Now we are going to be using a 5.5 millimeter hook, and I am going to be using brown, and this is going to be for the beard. Okay, and we want a pretty decently long tail, probably about 10 inches, because we are going to use this tail to crochet and attach this side of the beard to our hat. Okay, so we are going to chain 32. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we're going to single crochet in the second chain from our hook into each stitch across. Okay, then now we are going to chain 2, turn our work. We're going to do a half double crochet, and then we are going to do a half double crochet in the next stitch, and now we're going to do a bobble stitch. So for the bobble stitch, we are going to yarn over, we're going to insert our hook into the next stitch, and we're going to pull up a loop. We're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. We're going to yarn over, insert into that stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops again. We're going to yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. We're going to do it one more time. Yarn over, insert into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We have 5 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. In the next stitch, we are going to do a half double crochet, and then in the next stitch we are going to do another bobble stitch, and we're going to do this every other stitch. So we're going to yarn over, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, insert into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, yarn over, insert into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. There's 5 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops. Okay, half double crochet and then a bobble stitch into the next. Okay, there's 2 stitches left, so we are going to half double crochet into both of those stitches. So 1 half double crochet in the first stitch and 1 half double crochet in the second stitch. Now for row 3, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, we're going to single crochet in the next 11 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And then we're going to half double crochet in the next 9 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then single crochet in the next 11 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then we're going to chain 2, turn our work. We're going to do half double crochet in the first stitch, and then we're going to do a bobble stitch in the next. And we are going to repeat this all the way across. I am going to pause this video and I will meet you guys back here when I am done with this row. Okay, so for the next row, we are going to chain 1, turn our work. We are going to do 1 single crochet in the next 12 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 1 half double crochet in the next 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 1 single crochet in the next 12 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we're going to chain 2, turn our work. We are going to do half double crochet in the first stitch, and then we're going to do a half double crochet in the next stitch, and then a bobble stitch in the next, and then half double crochet, and then a bobble stitch in the next. One more time, because we're going to do half double crochet, bobble stitch 4 times. So this is my last bobble stitch. Okay, and now we are going to do half double crochet 2 together. So to do half double crochet 2 together, yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops, and that's how you do a half double crochet 2 together. And then we are going to do a bobble stitch, and then we are going to do another half double crochet 2 together. So yarn over, insert into the stitch, yarn over, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops, and then we will do one more bobble stitch, and then we're going to do a half double crochet in the next, and then we're going to do a bobble stitch, and then half double crochet 2 together, and then a bobble stitch, and then half double crochet 2 together, and a bobble stitch in the next, and then half double crochet, and then a bobble stitch in the next, half double crochet, bobble stitch in the next, half double crochet, bobble stitch, oops, and then half double crochet, and then another half double crochet, and then chain 1. We're going to turn our work. We're going to work 1 single crochet all the way across, and at this point we are going to have 27 single crochets. And then we are going to chain 2, turn our work. We are going to do half double crochet in the first stitch, and then a bobble in the next, and then half double crochet, and then a bobble. We're doing this a total of 5 times. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we're going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are going to skip 7 stitches, and in the next stitch we're going to bobble. So I already do my yarn over. It makes it more easier. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and bobble stitch into the next. Okay, and then half double crochet, okay, and then half double crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to chain 1, turn our work. We are going to single crochet 1 in the next 10 stitches. Now we are going to do a round, so we're going to be using this as like our, we're not going to be going in the hoops, we're going to be going around it. So we're going to do a bobble stitch. And then we're going to do a single crochet, and then another bobble stitch, and then a single crochet, and then another bobble stitch, and then a single crochet, and then scoop all of that down because we go out and make one more bobble stitch. So there's going to be 4 bobble stitches total around this little part for the mustache. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 single crochet in the last 10 stitches. Then we are going to cut a tail. This one does not have to be very long because we have this one to sew in on this side. And then, okay, so here we go. Here is the hat right side out. Here is the beard right side out. I have the back of my hat right here, straight down. So at this point, I'm going to fold it the other direction, and then I'm going to be sewing the beard on here, making sure that your mouth hole is in the front because the back of our hat is here. Hold it, flip it inside out, and then I flip this over, and I'm going to be sewing this side first. So attach the yarn needle, and where I attach the beard, is so right above our half double crochet row, I attach it to that single crochet row, and I just whip stitch it, making sure that I'm only going through the one side of the hat. You don't want to sew your hat together. And I go at a very slightly in the middle down, and then I go back up into the front. But you don't have to do that. You can strictly go straight across. Okay, and then before you tie that off, just double check to make sure that none of your brown yarn came out on the other side, because that just won't look very good. And then if you need to, you can easily pull this back apart and be able to fix that. But that looks pretty good to me. And then I really quickly will turn this back to the right side and just double check to make sure that I am not attaching this to the front of the hat. Here is the back of my hat, so that is still good because I have accidentally flopped it over before. Okay, and so now since I've double checked that, I'm just going to fasten off this end by weaving in and out a couple of times here, or you can make a knot, whatever you like to do to secure your work. Okay, so now for the other side, we want to make sure that when we attach this, that there is an opening here for the child to be able to see out of the hat. And what works pretty good is if you lay the hat flat, and we just want to make sure, actually this should be inside out, but lay the hat flat, and then making sure that we just sew this to where there is the same amount, or there's more here with a little bit less on this side. Okay, and so for this side, I just attach my needle here, and then I'm just going gonna make a knot, leaving a pretty good tail here so that I can go back in and weave that later on, because you don't want to make this too much of a bulky knot or else it could cause some irritation on the inside of the head. So I just do tie it once and then I'm gonna come back and sew that in to secure that end. Okay, so again, the same level here. You definitely want to make sure that on each side you are connecting it at the same level to where it will be even and it won't be crooked. And again, just whip stitch. Okay, and then fasten this off. Also a very good idea to flip it over and take a look at that before you tie it off, to where if you do need to make any changes, it's very easy to do. Okay, and then I'm just going to attach this and secure this. Okay, now there is our bearded hat, and definitely want to make sure that you push all of your bobble stitches forward. So there we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know how you enjoyed it by commenting or liking. It also really helps out my channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye! Not yet.
Oh. I think I need to bed.
Almost.